Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new week of Road to TCG Worlds 2016. First of all, I want to let you guys know about the giveaway I'm doing for February. I've mentioned it in the past few videos, but I'm sure this one will get quite a bit of interest. So I want to let you guys know I am giving away 4 different full arts and a Greninja break, well 3 full arts and a Greninja break from the BREAKPOINT expansion. And all you have to do is follow me on Twitter and retweet the top tweets on my timeline. My Twitter is twitter.com/Tablemon, so it's really easy to participate. Last month I gave out a full art Hypno EX, and this month I'm giving 4 cards instead of just 1, so really simple, and I hope you guys will be interested and go ahead and participate. Now, on to this week's deck. Now, I'm really looking forward to using a lot of the new BREAKPOINT cards, and Darkrai EX is one of the cards that really stood out because of its potential to get one-hit KOs. Getting one-hit KOs is like the style of deck I really enjoy using the most, not the kind of stylish deck like Seismitoad or things like that. I like decks that are straightforward and they knock you out and they rely on your setup rather than your opponent not getting certain cards or something like that. I mean, I am very flexible in using absolutely everything that's out there, and as you've seen on my channel, throughout every week I cover pretty much every single deck out there, every at least competitive deck, but I do definitely favor some sort of style, and this card is one I was really looking forward to use. Dark Pulse is a very nice attack on its own. It's kind of similar to Yveltal EX's first attack, and Dark Head is the attack that stands out the most. If your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, this attack does 80 more damage, and BREAKPOINT provided us with a new way to put our opponents to sleep and even benefit ourselves from that. And not to mention Malamar EX still exists. So Darkrai EX will be the card to feature this week, and it'll be paired with Hypno, which probably has the most amazing ability name that I've ever seen. Good night, babies. I think that's really funny, and I'm gonna really enjoy saying good night, babies throughout this week. And you can use it once during your turn, and you put both active Pokemon to sleep. Now, putting your own Pokemon to sleep is definitely not ideal, but we have quite a few ways to get rid of that status condition, and that allows us either to buy ourselves some time. It is a 50-50 chance for opponents to wake up, and it allows us to get one-hit KOs on pretty much every single Pokemon EX. Not Megas, unfortunately, but every single Pokemon EX. So yeah, it should be very, very interesting. Now, to support the Darkrai, we do have 4 baby Yveltal. This is also an anti-Night March measure, although I think with this and the regular Yveltal and Darkrai, I think we have a pretty solid Night March matchup, or I would hope so. We have 1 Yveltal EX because Darkrai EX is weak to fighting, so having this Yveltal EX, the attack costs are very similar, and they both have used double colorless energy, and we do get the nice fighting resistance with this Yveltal. And I mean, this is one of the best cards out there, so why not use it? And finally, we have 1 Malamar EX. This is just one of the ways that we are going to put our opponents to sleep, but the fact that it requires an energy drop is not ideal, so that's why I'm only running just the 1. And finally, the 2 Hypno EX, which we always run in our decks. Unfortunately, I don't have the Hypno full art anymore, it's been given away, so the regular arts will have to do. Now, as far as supporters go, we have our standard 4 Sycamore, we have our 2 Lysander, we have 1 Pokemon Center Lady. This is to help us out in removing the sleep condition from our active Pokemon. We also have 1 Judge to disrupt our opponent, prevent deck outs, things like that. And that's it for the supporters. Now, as far as trainers go, we have a very nice new addition. But first up, we have the 4 Verseeker, which are mandatory, the 4 Ultra Ball, which are obviously mandatory as well, and 4 Trainer's Mail, which I'm really liking to bolster up our drawing engine. It's a card I really like. so there's 4 of that as well. And finally, 4 max elixirs. This is a new card from BREAKPOINT, and it allows us to power up our benched Pokemon faster. So well, as long as we find a basic energy in the top 6 cards. So since we run a healthy amount of basic energy in 8, I think we'll be able to get a lot of mileage out of this card. And I like that there's no restriction as to who you can attach it to besides basic Pokemon. But since our basic EX Pokemon are the main attackers and the only evolution we run, which is Hypno, will not be featuring or will not be doing damage, this card is like perfect for this deck. Now we also have 3 switch, once again to get rid of the special condition or to save something from getting KO'd. And we do have 3 All-Night Party. Now this is a card that is a really nice combo with Hypno and with Darkrai. Not only do you get to wake up your own active Pokemon, so no need to switch or use your supporter in Center Lady, but you also get to heal off damage off of Darkrai. So this card, I might consider even bumping it up to 4 actually, but 3 will suffice for now. And finally we have 3 Muscle Band so that we can hit that magic 180 damage total in order to one-hit KO absolutely every single EX out there, I guess except the Fairy EXs because they do resist Dark. And finally we have 4 double colorless energy to power up our Pokemon and 8 basic darkness energy in order to find them with max elixir. I could run the special darkness energy that got released a few sets ago, but due to max elixir I'm gonna stick with basic energy for now. I don't think those extra 10 damage will be too important. So let's save our deck. I don't think I did any changes, but just in case. And let's go find our first game of the week, shall we? Now, all throughout the coming weeks, I will continue to do the standard format. I've decided I will not feature expanded anymore in the channel. I did feature it when it started, and there's like 10 videos of the expanded format, but I don't think, because there's no expanded in Mexico, unless you guys were really vocal about you wanting me to play expanded, I don't think I will be bringing any expanded decks to the channel. Not to mention the fact that probably Sableye and Garbodor with the new Puzzle of Time and things like that is probably going to be the best deck, and I mean there won't be too much variety. I honestly don't know, but for now we're gonna stick to standard. Now we're up against Dialga Champion and he's using a Psychic colorless deck, so potentially Trevenant Break, which is also a card I plan on featuring myself. But let's see here, we don't get a very good start, honestly. We seem to be lacking in draw, so we might need to do adjustments on the deck. I really did think my deck is probably too light on the drawing aspect, but if we do get a basic darkness energy, we might have to start using Maxamor. That's the name, right? Yeah, Maxamor. At least we get to sleep something. He will shut off our trainers next turn, which is definitely not great because he does have the Ascension. I do want him to fall asleep. Now I'm gonna attach the Muscle Band just in case. And do I want to burn the switch? Not really. Do I want to burn my Stadium? Not really either, because that will allow him to wake himself up. So he flips tails, doesn't really matter unless he doesn't have the Wally in order to get the turn 1 Trevenant, but we're gonna really need to top deck right now to get out of the spot we are currently in. My opponent does play the first Stadium, which is good for us. That allows Drowsy to attack with Focused Wish for just 1 energy, but we're obviously not going to be doing that. And he does get the Shaman. He might get the Wall here, which would not be ideal, because that would get rid of a lot of our options in terms of top decking in order to get out of the position we're currently in. But looks like he's not going to get the Wally. Okay, so we can top deck a lot of cards to get ourselves out of this situation. Once again, we do not. We top deck a Pokemon, so at least we have Hypno to potentially stall. I don't think I'm gonna burn the switch here just yet, so I'm just gonna pass my turn and hope to get something useful next turn. Now, I thought the tools were showing, but that's a Flowstone and it's not showing. It's showing as a blue thingy, and he's also his Fighting Fury belt is also not showing properly. So I mean, at least I do get to see my own muscle band, but it's also very important to see your opponent's tool cards, and that's 3 of them he has in play that I cannot see. He does go for the Dark Corridor. He will get a Trevenant active, but we have an important question for ourselves here. I do get a TCE, so I could do some damage to Trevenant, I guess. I won't be doing too much, so I think I'm just gonna sleep both active Pokemon with good night babies and hope he doesn't wake up in order to prevent him from dealing more damage to my Malamar. I don't wake up, he does wake up, so that's definitely not good for me, but at least I do have the 2 DCs, and the fact that he's weak, that just means, I mean, I can potentially one-hit KO everything he has on the field. All I need is that Darkness Energy, so it'd be nice to draw something. Either energy or one of my Sycamores or a Judge or a Shaman. I do wake up, so I could retreat to try and save my Malamar. I do get the Darkness though, so that's great. Do I want to get rid of his Stadium now? Because if he counters it, I will no longer be able to abuse Good Night Babies. And how important is it to heal Malamar? I don't think it's too important. I wish I had the muscle band on my Darkrai though. But I'm just gonna Dark Head for now, get myself my first prize card, thankfully. And we also have resistance, which is very nice. We do get a Max Elixir, which will not help us, but whatever, his maximum damage output right now is 50 plus the poison, and yeah, he can't 2-hit KO us. Discard a card from your hand if you do look at the top 8 cards. So he discards an Ultra Ball. What will he get? What will he get? Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but now there's the background music of TCG. I think it will be better for the videos that way, just a little bit more enjoyable. Before it was purely silent, so hopefully you guys will like that. He does Dark Corridor, that's 60 damage on me, and he will most likely sacrifice the Trevenant. Yep. So after this Trevenant gets KO'd, he won't have a way to get rid of, or to lock my trainers. I mean, I don't have any useful trainers, but I could use the switch potentially to rid myself of the poison damage. Now I'm trying to think. I will have 70, then he attacks with 50 more, that's 120 plus the poison, 130. Then we heal 30 and put something to sleep. That means we're at 100, then 10 more. Yeah, we should be good here. Even though we won't heal any damage, we should be good here, because he won't have a way to KO Darkrai. To get another Max Elixir, which I guess is pretty okay now that there's no Trevenant into play, or in play rather. I guess out of both of them I would expect to get one Darkness Energy powered up onto my Darkrai, and he does attach with Shaman. To Shaman rather, which indicates to me that he will promote the Shaman, and he might not even expect the KO. So there's the Dark Corridor. If he had Muscle Band instead of the Fighting Fury Belt, he would still force me to have a Muscle Band to KO, but he would be doing a bit more damage. Now I top deck a third Max Elixir, so as per usual we get 3 of a kind in our hand, and we have not played a single supporter yet. I do put myself to sleep, then I heal myself off with All-Night Party, and let's see here, I don't hit an energy on the first Max Elixir. Will I hit another energy here? Nope. So will I hit 1 energy off of my Max Elixirs? Nope. No energy at all. 3 Max Elixirs and no energy. Now I am poisoned, but I will go down to 2 prizes, and if it doesn't have a counter stadium, both Gengars can potentially go down here, or either Gengar rather. Now finally there's a Sycamore and a Darkness Energy, which is obviously great. We don't need too much to secure a win next turn. He does get the All-Night Party thingy going. So if we want a KO, we need, wow, 170. We need a double Colorless Energy or 2 switches, or a 1 retreat cost Pokemon and a switch. Now we don't get either, so I'm gonna put both of us to sleep. I'm gonna switch out my Darkrai because, but do I attach? Yeah, because I don't want my Darkrai to be KO'd going into his turn, and I can safely just attack with Yveltal here, or if I get my second switch I can simply retreat out for another KO. We don't get either, but we do have options here, so I'm just gonna go all out for the switch. Gonna get rid of the Lysander and the Sycamore. No, and the Yveltal. I want to keep the Sycamore. Who knows, maybe something will go absolutely terribly wrong. Nothing on my other than Shaman retreats for 1 energy. Okay, so I'm not gonna grab anything. Then I'm gonna Max Elixir here. I do get an energy, thankfully, so that's pretty good for us. I will power up another Darkrai just in case. Now let's see if this Trainer's Mail fetches us what we need. Nope, but it does get us a Muscle Band. Now the plus 40 HP does mean Gengar, wow, it doesn't even show. It says has higher maximum HP. Yeah, but he gets 40, so with our Muscle Band we would be dealing 200 damage and we'd be 10 short. So I'm gonna attach the Muscle Band to the Yveltal, and I'm gonna Shaman for 5, where I'm looking for the switch. Do I get the other switch? I do, so that's the game. Just 1 single supporter played, but my opponent did have a huge weakness disadvantage. And yeah, 320 damage to get our first win for this Darkrai EX deck. As you can see, we had 2 Sycamores and 2 Darkness Energy prized, so no wonder we weren't drawing anything off of either. And yeah, very nice. I did use this Darkrai Hypno deck after I built it to win a PTCGO tournament, which are obviously not very competitive, but the games weren't even close, so I was feeling pretty confident that the deck would work fine, you know? Now we're up against a pure water deck, so this might be a Greninja deck with Octillery or something like that, which is that deck. Next week's, or this week's poll rather, will be between Greninja Break and Trevenant Break, so it'll be up to you guys to decide which of those I feature in my channel, and I'm really looking forward to use both of them, to be honest. If I had more time, I would honestly try and feature both, but unfortunately I can't do that. Now I will bench every single Pokemon I got, and it is a Greninja, and with max potions, so thankfully We are running a 1 KO deck, but since he does have Greninja Break and that does have 170 HP, we will definitely need our muscle bands in order to get clean KOs on the Greninja Breaks. But those are stage 3 cards, so hopefully he won't get too many outs anytime soon. Now here we have a rough decision, because I don't want to get rid of both of my stadiums right off the bat, because he probably has rough seas as stadium potentially, or I don't know, I didn't see any in the mulligan. So do I judge him turn 1 or do I just Sycamore and be safe but get rid of my all-night party here? I'm really tempted to judge here, but I think it's a bit risky. But I do, yeah, I'm gonna judge. Well, I've obviously played the card. I do get a pretty nice hand to recover off of that. So I'm not gonna play anything else. I'm gonna see what he does, and next turn we could potentially just outright win the game if he doesn't bench anything. He does bench the Froakie though, and he passes, so yeah. Turn one Judge is really strong and really scary. Now the safe play is to attach to Yveltal Baby and Ultra Ball away the darkness. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna attach the muscle band. I know I always complain about my supporters, but I'm going to get rid of the Sycamore just to get a Shaman here, and this last spot will be reserved for a Hypno, but I will be able to put myself ahead in the energy department by attacking with Baby Yveltal, and I will get a fresh set of 6 cards with this. Now I do get a Hypno, but no Drowsy, so I'm gonna go search for the Drowsy right now, and honestly we have a pretty ideal hand right now. Doesn't matter what we get off of the Trainer's Mail, we do have the Hypno, we do have the Berserker for the Sycamore, so I'm just gonna play the thingy. I could also Lysander, so I'm gonna keep the Lysander in my hand. Oh, I should have gone for the switch actually. And well, I could Lysander right now the Froakie, but if he evolves then I'll be in trouble, and I'll have granted him that for sure, or for free rather, the retreat. So I'm just gonna Oblivion Wing here. Although by not using Lysander, I do give him 2 top decks to get a Frogadier rather than just the one. So maybe it would have been better to use Lysander. And there's a Rough Seas. Ugh. At least we didn't discard the other all-night party. And there's a Frogadier. So switch, because I did top deck the Lysander, looks like switch would have been the better play. But I'm just gonna go ahead and Sycamore. I just hope to get a switch and start taking KOs. If he top decks the Water Energy, he top decks the Water Energy, that's perfectly fine. And yeah, finding another all-night party was pretty important. I do get the energy, so I'll just be able to free retreat here. And I'm gonna keep the all-night party in my hand, just in case. There's no reason for me to use Hypno's ability just yet, so I'm just gonna Dark Head for the KO. Dark Head, that's a weird name for an attack such as that one. A Max Elixir of my prizes is pretty nice. Fortunately, there's no more room for another Darkrai, so I'm gonna have to power up Yveltal, and he does top deck the Water Energy, so he's gonna fill up his bench. Looks like 1 Frogadier is priced, which is obviously great. I'm just gonna go ahead and attach all my energy to my Yveltal. Max Elixir does net us an energy, and actually maybe attaching to Malamar is a smarter use of my energy. But yeah, I'm gonna conserve my stadium. There's no need for me to Lysander anything, no need for me to Sycamore away this beautiful hand. no need for me to judge my opponent when he's not been getting too much of anything and he only has 3 cards in hand. So yeah, we're in a prime position to take this game because of that judge on turn 1. And it's unfortunate that we don't get to see the full power of Greninja Break, but hey, let's not yeah, there's Wally, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Oh, and he can also, okay, he doesn't attack, but with Shadow Stitching he could have prevented Hypno from using its ability Goodnight Babies, and thus I would not have been able to 1-KO the Greninja, so that could have been pretty bad for us. Now, yeah, that finishes our deck for the day. Pretty quick games, pretty dominating games. That judge turn 1 definitely sealed the game for us in that second match against Greninja, and hopefully we'll have better luck with Greninja once it does get featured in the channel. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you'll give out this Darkrai deck a try, which I'm really liking. And I will see you guys tomorrow in Spanish or on Wednesday in English. And once again, guys, you guys have been pretty great with the likes on the videos on Mondays, not so great on Wednesdays and Fridays, but I understand that Mondays is the most hyped day of the week because it's a brand new deck. So if you guys can shoot for 45 likes in this video, just takes a second, scroll down, click, and then scroll back up. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help the channel. So thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.